Steve, in evaluating Auburn's defense, was it an advantage to be able to see them go against a team that you know pretty well, Clemson?
I don't know if that helps a lot. They may have a whole different plan for us. I think they will have a different plan, to tell you the truth. Usually defenses don't quite play the same way each week. Obviously last week we struggled throwing the ball against simple two deep zone. So we may see a lot of that. Who knows? They may say, hey, we're going to go after them. Who knows? Generally, all teams come to the ballpark with a plan for whatever the other team may do, or some kind of plan anyway, and then try to adjust and have a go at it.
Steve,
yes.
It seemed like when you were in Florida, if there was a top quarterback out there, he was looking at your program. In the SEC now, have you seen quarterback play throughout the SEC kind of improve, whereas you get into the meat of the schedule, week to week, you guys are going against somebody who's pretty skilled and pretty talented out there?
Yeah, I guess so. Although this year there's a lot of new quarterbacks all over the SEC. Yeah. A lot of new ones. Obviously, Alabama and Arkansas returned their guys, and a lot of teams like us have returned their guys. But then a lot of new quarterbacks. But I think the SEC defenses are certainly tougher than most of the other conferences around the country. I think most people agree with that.
Yeah.
So when you play conference games, maybe there's not quite as many passing yards and so forth as you could have against the other teams.
Steve, have you gotten a sense how CC and Garrett are doing, the other two guys who are dealing with Austin?
Yeah, CC had a tragedy in his family. A lot of people may not know about. His brother was shot and killed Sunday night. And so he didn't practice yesterday, and we talked to him a little bit. So he's going through some grieving and counseling, as we all are for CC Whitlock also. And he's going to definitely try to play this week. He said, I want to be with my team and play. So hopefully we can make that happen also.
Steve, talk a little bit about Cam Newton and the problems he presents for you defensively.
Well, our defensive coaches could answer that better than I can, but obviously he's a big guy, 6'6", about 250, and runs a lot. Very good runner, good passer, and we got to stop the run first and get him throwing the ball and hold on to it. He can obviously shake an arm or a hand if someone's trying to tackle him like that. So you got to get a good grasp on a quarterback that's big and strong and elusive. And so he's a very good athlete back there. I'm not sure. I think he may have as many rushing yards as the tailbacks or halfbacks. But he's a good runner, good passer, and got to slow him down, definitely.
Steve, what do you recall about your last game at Auburn, and how would you compare where your program is today to where it was that day?
Well, it was interesting. That year, after we got clobbered by Alabama and Auburn, we came back and won 5 in a row. How do you figure that? I don't know how to figure it, because that wasn't our strongest team here, but somehow or another it worked out. We won a bunch of close games down the stretch there. But Auburn has generally been a tough place to play for most all their opponents. But we got a tough place to play here. Most all SEC teams, most of them, not all of them, in fact, would rather play at home. But we just got to go play. We got to line up and try to control the line of scrimmage, not get pushed around. Some of our guys got pushed around by those Furman guys. I didn't realize how tough they were until I watched the tape of some of our guys trying to block them last week. So we better come with a lot meaner attitude than some of our linemen than we did last week. So hopefully we can do that.
Coach, how do you assess Auburn's physicality, particularly against Clemson last week? Pretty physical game.
Both teams were pretty even. As you know, if Clemson hits the pass that goes off the receiver's hand, they win the game, and they're doing all the, we knew this could happen, and we knew this. Whoever wins the game has the answers. whoever loses, we got to get better, got to work at it, blah, blah, blah. So, it was a game either team could have won. And Clemson had the chances, obviously, to win it, but they didn't do it. So now Auburn's got a little momentum going, and they got to regroup. That's the way sports is right there. But it was two pretty even teams the way we looked at it.
Steve, had a couple of guys dinged up last week. I mean, it looks like Shaq Wilson's back, but is Rakevius Watkins ready to go? Is it still a wait to see?
Yeah, Rakevius practiced a little bit last night. We think he's going to be able to play, and hopefully he'll play a lot better this game. Some of our linemen didn't play the best last week, so we're expecting improvement in the O-line this coming game.
Coach, considering the fact the defense has only given up 2 offensive touchdowns in 3 games, can you ask anything more out of the defense through the first 3 games?
Ask anything more?
Yeah.
Well, we finally got a defensive score. That was nice. Yeah, we want some defensive scores, some turnovers. Yeah, we asked him for it, but we realized they played well. And, pass defense, so we've had some breakdowns here and there. So we certainly don't have all the answers right now. We all got to try to keep improving as we go through this season.
Coach, do you feel like football can be a welcome distraction for your team to focus on as opposed to all the off-field stuff they're dealing with right now?
Well, you people think we've had a lot of off-field stuff. The only distraction we had was prior to the first game when we had about 15 guys we didn't know were going to play or not. And at the last moment, 12 out of 14 got cleared to play, something like that, or 10 out of 12, whatever it was. So that was a little bit of a distraction. But other than that, no, we haven't had any distractions, no. And yesterday's event with Kenny McKinley certainly is something that we will try to handle the appropriate way. And then we have to move on and get ready to play a ball game. Our team has set a lot of goals for this year, and this is a crucial game for us in trying to achieve our goals.
Steve, I know in this difficult situation, when you think back to just a couple weeks ago, was there anything when you chatted with Kenny that seemed a little off or odd or anything?
No, all of our players said the same thing. When he was here, he was happy, smiling, usual Kenny. Yeah. And in fact, I think he watched the Georgia game from my office up there because he was on crutches from his knee surgery. And I saw him up there right after the game. He was his usual self, and it's hard to comprehend how that can happen. Okay. See you guys at all. It's only Tuesday.